Everyone, welcome back again. Today, inshallah, we're going to focus on another genre, which is adventure. We have the side of fiction stories. We have finished before realistic fiction, and today, inshallah, we're going to revise together the adventure, the features of adventure, and also a sample of it. So check this out with me, please. When we talk about adventure, as you know, of course, you know the meaning of the word adventure. But have you ever thought how it would be adventure if I tried to change the curtain behind me? It is not an adventure because it won't cost me anything. I don't have any challenges. I don't have any hardships, and also it's quite near. And at the same time, I don't need to travel from a place to another place because simply it is in the same place. Here is the idea of the adventure, of writing adventure stories. You need to apply some features. I know most of times in the exam they ask you to complete the text given, and it could be adventure. Most of times it would be realistic fiction, but sometimes it could be adventure. Okay, so how to write an adventure story? Again, as usual, we said you use the same characters, and also you use the same setting, but you can add your plot using the features that I'm going to tell you now about. Okay, let's check this with me. Number one, if we talk about adventure, of course, it's kind of journey, right? Journey. So first of all, it must be heroic and adventurous main character. The character itself shouldn't be timid, shouldn't be cowardly. It should be a brave man or brave woman, okay? Or even like if it's a boy or a girl, I don't care. But as long as we have someone is brave, that means he would do whatever he is asked, or even he would do the things that you feel like they are impossible or even really hard. So if he does something easy, it's not an adventure at all. So number one, must be brave, must be courageous, must be someone who is willing to do quests or even journeys. Okay, so the one who does like an extraordinary effort into like a quest or even a journey. Number two, exploration of the unknown. What I mean by this, exploration of the unknown simply means to discover something that you haven't discovered before, or even to travel to another place that you haven't been before. For example, to travel to an island, far or remote island, for example. So it's something that you haven't been before, or even if you have been like in a mysterious cave, this could be okay. So or even on a landscape. So this kind of moving from a place to another place. So number one, we have something regarding the heroic and adventurous main character, someone who would like to do something adventurous, something heroic. And the number two, we discover a new place, we move to a new place. Number three, risky challenges and obstacles. Simply, it won't be any adventure anymore if you haven't challenged anything like difficult. For example, if your mother asks you to bring something from the grocery store, it won't be that adventure. But if you go to the same store and you found some challenges, for example, a scary dog or a snake or anything like this, and you try to overcome this kind of a challenge, this would be here adventure. So the adventure simply means that when you go somewhere, you have some obstacles, you have some challenges, you have some hardships. Then quest to find treasure or fulfill a mission. Why do you go such a place? Why do you go to the island? Simply to find the treasure or even to save some people. Let's say, for example, let's say if you have an apartment, and this apartment like in the other block of flat in front of you, and it was on fire, and you'd like to save the people inside it. So now you have to transfer or to move from a place to another place to do a heroic journey, which is to save the people. Of course, you will face some hardships, such as smoke, flames, and so on, right? So you do this to fulfill a mission. What's the mission? to save the people. Okay, or maybe you travel to a far or remote island. Why? Simply to get the treasure. Have you got the idea? Ah, yes, amazing. And then let's go down here. Oh yeah. After having these kind of hardships, what would you do then? Overcome the hardships and the personal benefits. What does it mean? Okay, you had some hardships, you had some difficulties, some challenges, and you were able to overcome them. You succeeded in passing them over, and after all, you have some kind of personal benefits. What does it mean, personal benefits? If you were looking for a treasure, for example, you may be rich at the end. If you try to save the people who are on the other side of a block of flat, maybe they were like they will reward you. The mayor or the governor will reward you from your extraordinary effort, and your picture will be on the newspaper. So this is kind of personal benefit. This kind of personal benefit. Okay. So now we will read like a short sample, okay, and let's check if we have applied the features given or not. Okay, let's start. Of course, as usual, we would like to concentrate on using the same character given in the text and the same setting given in the text, especially in paper 2, of course, because in most of times they ask you, please complete the story. We start by adding a title like this, and then we start saying, Homer had always dreamed of adventure, but he never thought it would begin with an old torn map found in his grandfather's attic. The map showed a path leading to a place called the Hidden Valley, rumored hold along the lost treasure. Determined and curious, Omar packed his bag and set off at dawn. The journey led him far beyond his quiet village into dense forest and the other rocky hills he had never seen before. Every step took him deeper into the unknown. Let's stop here. Let's talk about the character first. Here we have the character. The character here is Omar. The protagonist here is Omar. So, do you feel like Omar is a heroic person and he would like to do some adventures? Yes, yes, because he's curious, as we said, and he's determined, and also he dreamed of adventure, like we mentioned in the first line here. That's why we have achieved here the first feature. What happens after this? As days passed, the journey became more dangerous. One night, a violent storm forced Omar to take a shelter in the small cave. Another day, he had to cross a narrow bridge, hanging over a deep canyon, his hands shaking with fear, but he didn't turn back. So let's stop here. Have we applied here the theme of hardships? Yeah, yes, we did. We talked about the hardships in the storm, the violent storm that we said, and also that he had to cross the narrow bridge. Of course, in each story that we write, we must include like direct speech. We must include direct speech. So here he says, I have come too far to quit now. I have come too far to quit now, he told himself. Along the way, Omar met a traveler named Delina, who decided to join him. Together, they solved the clues hidden in the map. Of course, he found the map in his grandfather's attic, and he would like to discover what's there in that map, what's there in that place. So he met somebody called Lina. Lina will help him to solve the riddles or even the puzzles to get what is there. Okay, and here so we have so many things here regarding this one. Okay, and at the end, Omar looked at Lina and smiled. He realized that the adventure had changed him. He was no longer the same boy who had left home, though they didn't find gold. They returned with something more valuable: strength, friendship, and unforgettable memories. Here, they tried to find the treasure, didn't find the treasure. Fine. Okay, what happened? But they found something is more important, which is more valuable morals, like strength, friendship, and unforgettable memories. These things are like personal benefit, like we said before. So now I think we have achieved these things. Check here with me. Check here with me. We have heroic adventure main character. Yes, it was Omar. Exploration to the unknown. Yeah, he went to a very far island. Rescue challenges, of course, and we said what happened to him when the storm began to break out, and also what happened to him when he would like to cross the bridge. Rescue challenges and obstacles, like we said, and quest to find the treasure and fulfill a mission. He tried to find the treasure and overcome the hardships. Of course, he was able to find the place, but actually he didn't find the treasure. But he had the personal benefits, the values that we said before. I think now it is clear for you. Please do not hesitate to send me if you haven't understood anything. Thank you. See you next time. Bye bye.